Hi, my name is Jeannie, and this is Dreams to Reality. So we are on week 3 of the 8-week magnetic alignment for your goals. So we started for the Western New Year, and now we're starting third week for the Chinese Lunar New Year. So if you believe in good luck, I think that's a good sign. We're
Mm,
starting with 2 new years. So basically, we do believe that any day is your new year. So even if you made a mistake yesterday, you can always
mm,
correct it. So we're gonna do coaching, and our session for today will be about parts integration. So we're still gonna do the 4 keys. So the 4 keys, just to review, are clarity, clearing, subconscious reprogramming, and aligned action. So clarity means being clear on what you want, because unless you define it, your subconscious mind won't be able to know exactly what to do. And then clearing, we're going to use a powerful tool called Magnetic Recode, which clears what gets in the way and clears the blocks, the resistances, the tug of war, the inner resistances inside of ourselves. And for this session, we will be doing the parts integration, which is clearing the tug of war deep inside of us, because we have different parts of our personality, aspects of our personality that sometimes they work against us rather than for us. So the subconscious reprogramming is, of course, after we clear what gets in the way, we have to reprogram our subconscious mind to work for us rather than against us. And the fourth one is aligned action. So I always recommend, um, during these sessions, bring a piece of paper and also bring your planner or your calendar, because we will be plotting out our week for this week. Um, and also, we will also, part of aligned action is also to look back at the previous week and to see where and what we're doing and what we did wrong, and not really wrong, but how we can improve. Okay, so we're going to start with clarity. So, clarity is, so every day you have to be clear on really what you want. So you have to define um, what you want. So if you can, Miss Teresa, can you? Do you have a goal statement? Have you come up with a goal statement that will be your sort of banner for the year?
mm. Yeah, so I have this like statement,
Mm-hmm.
like, mm, wait a minute. I want to get the exact words, uh, like this one. It's about I want to focus more now in my freelancing journey.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so that's why okay, so it's something I'm striving to make a new career in freelancing. I am retired already uh from my career in the university.
Mm-hmm.
So I am learning and developing my skills to become a better steward of my digital agency in the future. So I know I don't have time anymore
Mm-hmm.
to learn, like to be an expert in the what do you call this in the field of freelancing. So I would need to hire some people to do it for me, and I will be more focused on managing them. So that is what I envision this year. Yeah.
Okay, so
Create my own digital agency or digital team.
oh, okay, so that's good. So if you can put it in a statement, like for example, I am, like in my case, like I always have a goal statement for, because I'm focusing now on becoming like a full-time author.
mm,
So what is, if you can encapsulate
mm,
that in like a goal statement,
mm,
a-
mm.
and you can use the word I am.
Okay, I am focusing now on my journey as a digital agency owner.
Oh, okay, so that's
A
good.
digital social media, I think I will focus more on social media agency, like lead generation, especially for real estate brokers.
Okay. So you
Mm,
actually have, I think we worked a few weeks before, so now you've
mm,
actually honed in on that. That's
mm,
good. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. And so I use this process by Michael Lozier. He wrote the
Mm,
book, The Law of Attraction. So he wrote it
mm,
uh a few years even before like Rhonda Byrne made the documentary
mm,
Secret.
mm,
And what he said in the book, or what he wrote in the book, he said, you write down like I am in the process of, so that in a
mm,
way like your subconscious mind takes it
mm,
easily as the truth. So when you
mm,
say I am in the process of, it means that
mm,
you're on your way there. It's like,
mm,
when you take a trip and you already packed your bags, right?
mm,
And you already booked the tickets, and then you're already on the plane, and you're already
mm,
like deplaning. So you're
mm,
already in the process of completing that trip, right?
mm,
So same with this one. That's why we need clarity, because the subconscious mind is very clear on, um, like it needs specific instructions. So
mm,
clarity, of course, now you have more of a clarity what you want to do. You said lead generation. You did mention
mm.
before that you said that you wanted sales though. So now you're just going to focus on lead generation.
Mm. Right now, yes, because if you will have lead generation, then you will have sales in the future, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like a funnel. So you need to have like prospects, and then from the prospects, you will get your buyers, and then yeah. So that's why. So what should be my uh statement? I am
In
in
the
the process
process
of
of.
becoming a profitable CEO of a social media agency for lead generation and selling of real properties for real estate agents, for real estate brokers.
So you are providing, you are in the process of providing lead generation for real estate brokers, you mean?
Yes, and I'm also a real estate broker, so I will be my first client. So I will be testing my lead generation skills in social media with myself as a like a first, what do you call that? First client.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so how do you achieve lead generation though? Through what means? You mentioned social media, but is it particular like Facebook, Instagram?
I would like to start with Facebook, paid ads, paid
Mm-hmm.
and organic marketing. Yeah.
Okay. And where are you in the process? Like, are you in the first stages of the process? Have you already started it? Or are you just, is it just conceptual, or are you already taking action?
I have already enrolled in Facebook ads marketing course,
Mm-hmm.
and I have started level one, and then last December I have finished level one, so I'm now like in level two. So I have like made some. I already know how to do the ads in Business Manager, how to do the ad set, and so on. And I have also made my first reel. As a senior citizen, it's really hard for me to make it because most people at my age, they're usually lurkers, but I am not your usual senior citizen. So I want to try reels and be a media buyer. If you are going to, what do you call this, to be focused on Facebook ads, then you will be a media buyer. Yes. So I want to try it for myself first, and then eventually uh, offer my skill, my services to other brokers. Mm.
Okay, that's good.
And
So
I'll be getting a VA or VAs in the future.
so that's good. So maybe when you're getting a VA in the future, maybe is it possible for you to check like how much each VA would cost? Like maybe just the logistics of it. Is that possible?
Yeah, I have some friends and I always ask them, oh, what is it cost to hire this person? So little by little, I am gathering information.
Okay, so that's good. So now you have like a little more clarity than the last time. If you can just really so for the next time when we come on the coaching call, maybe you can like make a goal statement, like your like mission statement and your vision statement. I think it's on my course. I the workbook, the workbook there it really comes up with like what is your vision and your mission and your like clear goal statement. And
Okay.
yeah, so part of clarity is also knowing where you are so that you know exactly where you need to go. So that's good that you know which stage you are in the process, because clarity is like the GPS. So without the location, you can't really calculate the end destination that well. So you have to have your end destination, which is good. You already have it, but it's also good to be clear where are you in relation to your goals so that you know you're always working towards it. You have a direction. So because a lot of people they what you call that, they have this vision and this mission and they have their north star, they have their end destination and their end image, but they're not really focusing as well on where are you in the process, which are you close, like are you 20%, are you 30%, are you 40%? And that is also going to be part of aligned action, which is every day and every week and every month and every quarter you have to be clear or on where exactly am I in the process of my goal, like am I 10% there, am I 20% there? Because unless you have that clarity on where exactly you are, so your the calculation of your end destination is going to be wonky. So it's the same with um let's say you have a cab, and I used this on last week's call. So you get on a cab, but you order a cab, but then the cab driver says, ma'am, where are you right now, which building are you in, because there's two buildings. Unless you tell the driver or the, I think you guys call it Grab, we call it Uber. Unless you tell it
Mm-hmm.
exactly where to pick you up, it won't know where to pick you up. So because it needs the exact location. So there's always going to be 2 points. Where are you in relation to your goal, and then your goal? And then that's how you know. Also, like when you're already on the cab, the GPS calculates like, yeah, it's going to take 15 minutes to get to your end destination, but it's going to calculate it based on where you are right now. So when I mean clarity, it's always good to have an end goal, but it's also good to be clear on exactly where you are right now in the process. And also just tell yourself, I'm in the process of. So it's good you're taking action, because that is part of aligned action, which is the fourth key. Okay. So that's good. So maybe for next week, if you can work more on like what is it that is your goal, like your mission statements, like your vision and your mission statement. Like for example, Jeff Bezos, he really defined he really defined his goal with Amazon. And so it started as a bookstore, and then he said he just wanted a place for people to find like and to buy books online, and eventually he realized like, yeah, it's not just the books, but I'm going to sell merchandise online as well. So he realized like, yeah, so he defined it more, and the more he defined like, yeah, they're just going to order off their phones, they're going to order off the internet. So he really defined that his the product he was going to sell. And actually he's also known for, so his mission was the customer comes first.
Mm-hmm.
So he's one of those businesses, one of the bigger businesses. It's like it's always the customer's experience comes first. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
he's known here. Like if someone wants to return a product, they said they'll just accept it and like, okay, just return it and that's it. We'll give you a refund. So that's his like his mission and his vision, which is um, to provide a service of selling goods online, but with his mission of making a better user or end user experience, or customer always comes first, and he really did make get out, like he really made it, the process work for the customer. So that's why he's very big. He's like a $1 billion industry here. So same with, like, I don't know if there's still Sun Cellular there. Is there still a Sun Cellular there?
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, so remember their like motto is it's a affordable cell phone service. So that's their,
Mm-hmm.
and even with the Cebu Pacific, right? It's more
Yeah.
affordable. So they have a vision and a mission, and it sort of comes together because like, so you said you want to provide um, a service to your clients. If you can also create a vision, like, or a mission as well, it's like what kind of user experience do you want your, I maybe you can say I want
Mm-hmm.
a satisfied customers, or I am
Mm-hmm.
like one of the best lead generation specialists, or I have the most professional lead generations, like something like that. Because without like a mission, so you only have a vision, but it also has to be like mission
Mm-hmm.
based, because it has to be bigger
Mm-hmm.
than the vision itself. So there's
Mm-hmm.
also what's his name, um Virgin
Virgin
Airlines. So
Airlines,
yeah,
Richard
so
Branson.
Richard Branson, so he wanted like cheap, affordable airlines, and he was one of the first providers of the affordable airfare, right? So that
Mm-hmm.
was his mission. And he did have a vision of providing service, but his mission was to make it affordable. So
Mm-hmm.
so in your case, you already have a vision, you want to be a lead generation specialist, but at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, you already have that vision, but what is your mission? What kind of service do you want to provide to your customers? Do you want a professional service? Do you want like the most lead generation, right? Or the best lead generation, or the highest converting lead generation, something like that.
Highest converting. Yes, I like to be the highest converting uh lead generation specialist. Like, okay, I am going to look for quality leads that can be closed, that
So that's
can really, yeah, they would really purchase the properties.
So that's good. See, does it feel
Mm,
lighter now that you have your vision now and you have your mission as well, which is,
mm,
yeah, I want to provide that for the end user, because
mm,
a lot of the businesses that are really successful, they
mm,
have this mission, not just this vision, um,
mm,
of that, like what kind of service are they providing? Like Disneyland or Disney World, they're
mm,
always like, you know they provide like the best experience for the family. It's like a family experience, right? And they always, um that's their motto. It's like, it's this fairy tale land, but we sell mostly to the families, so they have a good experience during their childhood. And so it's still successful until now because it's always, they have their mission already. And it started with a vision from um Disney, in the 30s. He had that. I think he opened the first Disneyland in the 50s. So he had that vision, like, yeah, I'm gonna have my own, like, park, like, the Disneyland park. But his mission was ultimately like, your over the years with the Disney World, it just, they decided like their mission was to provide like a really wonderful experience for the family. So now they provide it with, the cruises, the tours, not just the Disneyland park and the Disney World park. They also have resorts. So because they have that mission as well, which is a really good quality family experience. So does it make more sense now, or yeah?
yeah.
Okay. And I can feel as well that the energy is getting light as well, because now we
Mm,
have something to work on. Um,
mm,
because that is how, um, what do you call that? How the subconscious mind works as well. It's like, have some clarity, because we're going to be reprogramming our subconscious mind to work for us rather than against us. But if it
mm,
has nothing to work on, if it has like, oh, this is so
mm,
confusing, like I don't know what to do, so the
mm,
subconscious mind will
mm,
like, so you're
mm,
inputting like a new program there, and it doesn't really know like,
mm,
where should I go, should I go left, right? You're not
mm,
really providing like accurate um or definite instructions.
mm,
Okay, so um now we're going to go into the clearing part. So what we're going to be doing today is magnetic recode. So we use mostly the magnetic recode. There are other clearing tools, but this one is the one that really helps with subconscious reprogramming. This is, we're going to use the parts integration magnetic recode process. So just
mm,
to review, we have three memories. That's the superconscious, the unconscious, and the self-conscious. So the self-conscious is, the conscious mind that's only aware of the moment. And unless you tell it, it can remember the past, but it is very limited in a way that it doesn't really have access to all the information that it needs to create um, a better like future, because the conscious mind is only like stuck on like patterns, like, like right now we don't know how you're gonna, your conscious mind doesn't know like, oh, how do I need do lead generation, I don't know. So that's why we have to use the what you call that, the superconscious mind, to which is like the higher level of our mind. We all have the superconscious mind, which will tell us like, hey, maybe this one is blocking you, and this might help you to achieve your goal. So we're going to use a part of our mind that is a very powerful part of our mind that exists in all of us, but we seldom use it. And it can help us unblock like some resistances, because there's always going to be resistances. So the unconscious mind is actually a very powerful part of our mind, but unfortunately, once you program it, it's just going to run the program. So it's very automatic, like, it runs everything, our circulatory system, it runs our breathing, it runs the programs from our past. If our grandparents told us work hard rather than smart, so it's gonna you know um just gonna continue to do that. But the subconscious mind, however, can be reprogrammed through repetition, through end images, and it can be reprogrammed through hypnosis, through meditation, through like altered states of consciousness. And also, it's more suggestible. A few minutes before you go to sleep, and then a few minutes after you just woke up. And so the vision boards really help, but it also works on feelings as well. So the subconscious mind works on emotions and feelings. And when we'll discuss that more in the subconscious reprogramming aspect. So what we're going to focus on is the magnetic recode of the parts integration. So we have parts of our personality. Everybody has this, depending on the situation, we may have like a funny side. And, I know you were an educator before, so you have a strict side as well. You have like that educator side, right?
Mm.
So,
Right.
yeah, we have parts of our personality that are um, like sometimes they can have a tug of war because they're not really like working together. So what the superconscious magnetic recode does is that it allows a higher level of mind to see that, hey, all aspects of your comedian self can work together with your serious self, so that you
Mm.
you guys can work towards one goal. um
Mm.
because I noticed I have parts of my personality. I have like my professional side, which is really very professional, very strict,
Mm.
very like time managing.
Mm.
But then there's also the other aspect of myself, which is like the fun loving, like
Mm.
spontaneous, like loves to have fun. And then they always have this tug of war. I think it's the main two ones that
Mm.
always have play a tug of war with each other, like, hey, I want to be
Mm.
serious, like, oh, I want to have fun, oh, I want to be.
Mm.
So but they can learn, they have knowledge and wisdom that they can share with each other, that yeah, maybe being spontaneous can be good for some things, but not for all, right? And maybe they can work together rather than against each other. So this is like just the simplest summary of what a parts integration process is,
Mm.
which is it just aligns aspects of our personality. So the superconscious recode, what it does is we're going to use a metaphor, um, of the river with the
Mm.
blockages, right? So
Mm.
your blockage right now is aspects of your personality are not getting along with each
Mm.
other. And then
Mm.
it's in the way. It's like a boulder, and your goal is
Mm.
at the end of the river. It's at the
Mm.
opposite end of the river. So when we use the
Mm.
superconscious magnetic recode, um, we're just gonna shift it a bit,
Mm.
have the boulder like shift a
Mm.
bit so that we can remove the resistance and we can move
Mm.
forward towards our goal. Um,
Mm.
because when we have a goal, our subconscious mind will always block it because it wants to keep
Mm.
the status quo. Because the job of the subconscious mind is survival. It wants to
Mm.
survive. And if you've survived up to this point,
Mm.
let's say, I know it's kind of weird, like if you've survived without money,
Mm. Mm.
it's just gonna do that because yeah, like yeah, we're just gonna do what we're supposed to be doing because you survived
Mm.
up to this point. We're just gonna keep you safe. It's kind of scary
Mm.
to have a new goal. But when you use the superconscious mind, all aspects of yourself, your conscious mind and your subconscious mind will realize, like, yes, it is safe to have a new goal. It is safe to achieve like a higher level, and it is safe, um, to do new things, and that's how we do that. That's sort of like the process of the magnetic recode as well. It's just to tell all levels of our mind that, hey, you won't die, especially the
Mm.
aspects of your personality too. You're not going to die. You're
Mm.
going to contribute to the main
Mm.
personality. You guys are going to work together. we're going to survive this. We're going to create a better a better reality for ourselves. Um, so it has to, like, it will use all levels of your mind. Okay. And we'll integrate the parts of your personality. So what we're going to do, we're going to begin right now. So, and since you bought the course, you're going to have a recording of this one. And but for the people that are just watching, this one is the parts integration will only be accessible to those that paid or have the course or took the course. um, okay, so now we're going to begin. So Mr. Mom Teresa, if you can close your eyes. Okay, so breathe in and breathe out. So I'm just going to ask you a series of questions. So, Mom Teresa, you don't have to answer me, or you want, if you want. What would you like to create but haven't created yet?
Yeah, I haven't created yet my digital marketing agency. I have already made a name, I have made a logo, but
Good.
I haven't really made the rules, something like that. Like how do I find the my client? What is really my avatar, the ideal client that I want? Yes. And also the team members that I really want to help me.
Okay, so that's good. So you answered actually question number two, which is where are
Mm,
you now in relation to where you want to be? So you answered that as well.
mm,
So if you had a magic wand, what would you like to change right now about the situation?
mm. I want to have what you call this better skills at running ads, Facebook ads.
So you want to change your lack of skills. Okay.
Yes.
And so where exactly do you want to be?
What do you mean?
Where do you want to be? So you said you want to have better skills, but what is your purpose for having better skills?
Oh, yeah, I really feel that if I have better skills, I will have better understanding of uh, the the output that I can really give to my clients and to me in my business in the real estate business. So I feel that if I can have a better results in say my as a media buyer, then I will feel more confident in offering my skills and my services in the digital agency. Since I am a teacher, I am still like in the teaching mode that I have to be the specialist. I need to have the experience to be the most experienced person. Yeah, before I could lead my business, I could lead the digital agency that I am thinking.
Oh,
But I know that I could leverage on the skills of the younger people because they are more naturally techy
mhm.
than I am. Yes.
So that's good. So, yeah, that might be an aspect of your personality, maybe the perfectionist part. I think that's coming up,
Yes.
right? You have everything has
That's
to be in
right.
order. Yeah. So
That's the one. Mm.
we're gonna be working on that part of yourself. So what has been stopping you? So do you think it's this personality that's been stopping you?
Yes, I think so. Like, I have been a teacher for more than 20 years. So,
Mhm.
like, if you talk about my subject matter, I really know very well what I want to teach. If ever there's a question raised by a student or a colleague, then I have already answered. I know what to do. But uh, in this new business that I want to do, I am not very confident that I know the answer. But of course, no one is perfect, right? So I will be what do you call this? I know I will learn by doing as I go along.
Okay, so I think that's stopping you, that need for everything has to be in order. In order for
Mm,
you to start acting on something, you have to know everything. So, but it's not usually the case. And I think we
mm,
mentioned it with Jeff Bezos. So he
mm,
started just initially, he just wanted to sell books. And then he realized,
mm,
like, hey, maybe I can start selling, other stuff as well. So it just started with that. And then he actually just had that vision and mission, and then look at where he is right now. So what
mm.
negative emotions do you experience right now when you think about your goal and how far you are from your goal? What negative emotions do you feel?
Oh, I feel that I am behind in my skills compared to more younger people because they have started with their freelancing career at an earlier time than me. So I feel a little bit what do you call this, ineffective. I feel my lack of skills. That
You like, oh, okay.
yeah,
Okay, so
I
you,
think that's the reason why I enrolled in many different courses in freelancing
mm,
because I really wanted to, understand better the the world that I'm trying to get into.
yeah.
Yes.
I'd like to tell you as well, like, especially like,
Mm,
we've all been through college. So
mm,
usually, even if we are equipped with all the knowledge, it's also practical experience, right? That actually makes us better, not just the knowledge
correct.
that we gained. It's
True.
experience is it not part of learning as well?
That is so true. Yes. Experience is also a great teacher.
That's right. So it doesn't always have to be all the technical stuff, all the knowledge stuff. Maybe experience may even be a better teacher than all the technical, like techie stuff, right?
True.
Yeah. And that's most businesses actually. They just start, and then whatever problems or obstacles that they encounter, they start just going for it, and then they learn from it. And you may have all this like knowledge, but nothing really prepares you for the actual like thing. That's why they have a practical exam, right? It's like, oh yeah, I have
True.
this knowledge, but then, oh, like I don't know, so
Mm.
yeah, so think about it. So what were you to lose that you value if you were to get what you want right now?
I have to lose my being a perfectionist. The my character trait that wants to know everything before starting. Yeah, I have to lose that. Or if I cannot lose it, I have to decrease a lot that kind of trait. Maybe it worked before when I was a teacher, but this time I have to pivot. I have to change.
Okay. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how much resistance do you feel? With 10 being severe resistance, 5 moderate resistance, 0 zero resistance.
I think of five. Yes. My mind is still like, oh, you have to know more before you really start. And then the other one is saying, you have to start now. You're not getting any younger,
Oh,
and
so that's funny.
things are not change. Things are, changing, and yes, and there is now an AI. You could always do chat GPT if you have a question. So yeah, so I think my resistance to um, knowing a lot of things before doing something is getting lesser.
So that's good. Okay, so if you can name the aspect of yourself um, that is the what you call that, the aspect of yourself that is the supporting part of yourself. Let's say, um, for me, I call my supporting part of myself like my powerful self, my limitless self, my higher self. If you can name the aspect of yourself that is the supporting aspect of yourself, supporting towards your dream, what will you call that part of yourself?
I think I would say, yeah, I think my higher self. It's also a good word.
And if you can name the resisting aspect of yourself, and I think you've already named it, the aspect of yourself that's been stopping you, I think, is it safe to say that it is your perfectionist self that's stopping
Yeah.
you? Oh, okay, that's good. And it's actually good that we actually we are already able to clear that, like, just through dialogue and,
Mm.
just guiding questions. So we're going to start the process now of the superconscious magnetic recode. So you're going to close your eyes. And when you do that, put your hands in your lap with your palms facing upwards. So there's a
Okay.
reason why your palms are facing upwards, because
Mm-hmm.
one of them, the hand, will support the resisting aspect of yourself, which is your perfectionist self, and one hand will be the higher self, or your like higher self. So, and what's going to happen is that through the course of this process, your hands will start to connect with itself together, and you will integrate all parts or aspects of yourself in your heart area. Okay, so that's just the general gist of the parts integration. So with your permission, and with your palms facing upwards, um, do you allow me to connect to your superconscious mind?
Yes, I
And
do.
5, open your eyes.
Okay.
And how did you feel?
Yeah, I feel lighter and
Huh?
yeah, you know what? At some point, my left hand, that's the resisting mind, mm, was like reddish and became whiter and became smaller. So that like glowing thing. Yes, and my other hand, initially it was like a cloud, but it became bigger and bigger, and I could not tell the colors. But then when I put my hands together, yeah, the colors became green and blue and gold. And they're trying to, I don't know, it's just my imagination, I think. It's trying to um enclose the one that's in the red and in the white. Yeah,
Good.
it
Yeah,
was
it's
like
integrating.
magical. It was very interesting.
Yeah, it's integrating it. So that's how your mind is representing the integration process. For me, I could when I did it, I could feel all aspects of my personality is actually like a different being. Like it was like separate, really. Like it was an actual personality, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So everybody's experience is different because we all represent things differently. Our mind
Mm.
processes things differently. But that is so good, and yeah. So notice what happens for you in the next few days and few weeks if you are taking more action. And because that's the thing, sometimes we are whole, right? But sometimes our aspects of our personality, um, they want to close off, as he said, like they want to do that. It's like sort of like compartmentalization, and we do that, but they don't really need to separate from the whole.
Mm.
um, it just so happens that that's just the process they go through, because we can be fluid, we can be dynamic, our personalities can actually shift and change once depending on the situation, and we each aspects of our personality have things to share to each other, wisdom to share, that is actually better for the whole. But the thing is, we tend to separate, like, oh, this is my work life, this is my, this is my professional life, this is my
mm,
teacher life, this is my civilian life. And like we
mm,
sometimes close it off, and what happens is it creates a wall or a barrier.
mm,
And um but really it's just part of the whole. And if they communicate with each other, they can actually like flow together. It doesn't have to be one or the other. They actually can work together. And yeah, I have that too. I have my wacky side, my professional side, and sometimes like I compartmentalize. But when they're integrated, they actually better. That's why people cope, like they have good coping skills, but some people like they don't cope well, right? Like they easily get stressed, like whoa, um yeah. But when you integrate all parts of your personality to work together for you rather than against you, that you'll notice that you'll cope much better as well. So that's good. So now that we have cleared what gets in the way, we're going to do the third key, which is the subconscious reprogramming. So, because of course, we already have integrated like parts of our personalities, um, what you call that? Now we have to reprogram our subconscious mind to work for us rather than against us. So, I'm always big on choosing like a way to reprogram. So have you chosen, do you use vision boards or do you use like a visualization? What do you do to reprogram your
mm.
subconscious mind?
I think I would prefer visualization rather than vision board. I have tried vision boards for several years, and yeah, do you
Okay.
have a better way than
um
vision boards?
so what I do is the Bankston method. It's like just rapid visualization at the back of my head. Like I do 20 end images. Um, and then they are like cycling at the back of my head. I don't know if you have the TikTok, but I do. Do you have the TikTok? Yeah, I actually talked about it extensively. I'll send you a link as well. Um,
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so because it's a whole process that I do, and you can do it anytime. But in your case, remember, I think we worked on it like a few weeks ago. You mentioned that you were in your throne, right? Your queen's throne.
Yeah.
So what you can do is you can hone in on the feeling of being in that throne. You said you have like a big like throne, like the chair that you said was
Mm,
your queen's throne. And then you were like managing several people, on the screen. You were having a Zoom call. So the thing about the subconscious mind is it needs repetition and reinforcement.
mm,
um just because it's always as I always try to say that it has ADHD. Like it's like, oh, it's working
mm,
on so many things at the same time.
mm,
It's actually making sure that you survive. So it
mm,
has a lot of jobs. But then if you just remind it, like, gentle reminder, you can do this maybe before you go to sleep. And this is like Neville Goddard's process. So he wrote a book like in the early 1900s, speaking about the subconscious mind. Basically, he said that the subconscious mind is more accessible a few minutes before you go to sleep and a few minutes after you woke up. For me, that's always not the case because I do the image cycling daily. So repetition, and maybe on top of the repeating the end image that you have, also maybe um what you call that, maybe before you go to sleep, just feel how it feels, imagine it as done and then go to sleep. So I'm going to start that as well because I admit I'm not good on that one. On Before I go to sleep, I usually just watch like or listen
mm.
to like the news, which is not good. Right.
No, I don't watch news.
Yeah, so for some reason
Mm,
when someone like narrates, like it makes me fall
mm,
asleep. Um, better,
Mm,
but it doesn't really matter. What matters is that before you, like, before you really just fall into deep sleep, just
mm,
feel into the feeling that, oh, it's already done, and then maybe you can bring up your end image, which is you are already
mm,
sitting on the throne. Yeah.
mm,
But for me, aside from that, I also do the visualization throughout the day. I
mm,
do it in the morning as well.
mm,
I have like 20 end images that I go through every day.
mm,
Um, and I'm gonna start another process too, which is the mind movies, which is
mm,
like you can buy like a electronic like picture frame where
mm,
it has the end image that you want. Maybe if you want to go
mm,
to maybe Mexico, it will have an image of Mexico. And the
mm,
thing about it is, it just has to be brief. It doesn't have
mm,
to be,
mm,
it doesn't have to be like, in your face all the time. It's just brief.
mm,
So I do suggest if you want to visualize throughout the day, do the
mm,
image cycling, and
mm,
or you can just choose a time before you go to sleep, feel the
mm,
end image, feel it as already done, and
mm,
or you can ritualize it if it works more for you. Be in the morning when you're doing your journaling and your action planner. So and you bring up the end image. And usually I suggest that because that's such a big goal that you have, maybe you can also add other mini goals, that you can visualize so that you won't get like too focused. And another thing about the subconscious mind, it works more with feelings and emotions. So if you and that was what I read in the Neville Goddard's he wrote extensively about the subconscious mind. He said, when you allow the feeling, maybe the feeling of doubt, it actually overrides the whole like image. So let's say
mm,
you have the end image of you in the throne, you're already successful, you've achieved your goal, but
mm,
then you allow the doubt to come in and set in, it sort of overrides it again. So that's why repetition is key. Reinforcement is key. So, okay, maybe you
mm,
doubted for a few seconds, but then you're going to reinforce
mm.
it again. And the subconscious mind responds to emotion. And then we have a special guest.
Oh, so cute. Oh, very cute.
He always appears. I don't know. He wants to be the star. Anyway,
Yeah, so cute.
so yeah, what do you call that? Yeah, he always wants to be. That's why he's in my books because he wants to. He visualized this too, that he's part of the process.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, so that's how the subconscious mind works. It works to
Mm,
through end images, it works through reinforcement. Of course, you can try hypnosis as well, but it's not very convenient. You can
mm,
it's The subconscious mind is more reprogrammable before you go to sleep and immediately after waking up. And it also works through feelings and emotions. Yeah. Okay. And so now we're going to go to the fourth key, which is aligned action. So now that you have already removed resistances and you're going to be reprogramming your subconscious mind to work for you rather than against you, I want you to take a look at your planner, and you really need to plot out like the rest of the week. And you can do that right now, like maybe tomorrow. What are you going to do later tomorrow? What are you going to do? What are you going to be doing?
I have already set some plans
Uh-huh.
about attending. I think your sister will also be there. We will be attending uh, GMM,
Mhm.
general meeting.
Mhm.
Yeah, next week. I think, wait a minute. Yeah, it will be on Thursday, and then on Wednesday, I will have another meeting with all the uh, real estate managers.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I was thinking whether I am going to be independent and get a bigger percentage or stick with this real estate agency. They will get some overhead commissions from me, but I think my time is more precious than me following up. So at least I could leverage on the staff of this agency if ever I have buyers, and I could also connect with the other brokers in the future. They could be my possible clients. Yes.
Okay, so that's
Mm,
good. So you're already taking aligned action, but part of aligned action is as well is, and I think you have the action planner. It's part of your
Google.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah, so download that for sure. That really helps you.
Mm,
And I noticed that if I don't do my action planner during the day, nothing really gets
mm,
done. Um,
mm,
so there's a process there, like it has prompts and stuff.
mm,
And it's always like you examine the end of the day where you are in
mm,
relation to your goal. How well did you do?
mm,
How well did you not do? What
mm,
can you be your focus next time? So
mm,
because it's also like the action planner is really good. It's a
mm,
combination of all of the things that I learned, and it's really accurate as well. And
mm,
there's a secret sauce there. Um, and I'm gonna make a whole different course about the action planner. There's a secret sauce there that actually works, which is writing your day as if it's already accomplished. So it's a part of that one.
mm,
So it's kind of weird when I write it like that. I already did it,
mm.
even if I haven't done it. I so weird, but it happens. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because a part of the subconscious mind is like, oh, okay, you already did it, so let's do it, you know?
Mm,
So it's kind of, yeah, it's that part of our subconscious mind that doesn't make sense for us, but it kind of speaks a different language. So you're actually learning the language when you use the action planner, and it is sold separately for people that are interested. It's sold separately, and I will, you can just download it and print it out. It comes in there's monthly goals, there's quarterly, and then there's daily and weekly. And then you assess yourself day by day by day, like how far are you in relation to your goal? Have you achieved your milestones, you know? And so that's why it's important. The action planner is really important. Okay. And also this coaching session will be available for those that bought the course and will be sent out and emailed to those that were not able to attend the coaching call. And also, it's in my store, stand.store/ Mystic Genie 88. And it's also on my YouTube, Genie Hermoso, and also on my Dreams to Reality podcast, which I will provide in the show notes below. Okay, so do you have any questions?
no, no.
Okay, so I'll end the recording now.